Sahih Al-Bukhari 2491, narrated Nafi radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. Ibn Umar radiyallahu ta'ala anhu said, Allah's Messenger sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, if one manumits his share of a jointly possessed slave and can afford the price of the other share according to the adequate price of the slave will be completely manumitted, otherwise he will be partly manumitted. Ayyub, a sub-narrator, is not sure whether he is the saying otherwise he will be partly manumitted was said by Nafi or the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Sahih Al-Bukhari 2492, narrated Abu Hurairah radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, whoever manumits his share of a jointly possessed slave, it is imperative for him to get that slave manumitted completely by paying the remaining price, and if he does not have sufficient money to manumit him, then the price of the slave should be estimated justly, and he is to be allowed to work and earn the amount that will manumit him without overburdening him. Sahih Al-Bukhari 2493, narrated An-Numan bin Bashir radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. The Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, the example of the person abiding by Allah's order and restrictions in comparison to those who violate them is like the example of those persons who drew lots for their sets in a boat. Some of them got sets in the upper part and the other in the lower. When the latter needed water, they had to go up to bring water, and that troubled the others. So they said, let us make a hole in our share of the ship and get water, saving those who are above us from troubling them. So if the people in the upper part left the others do what they had suggested, all the people of the ship would be destroyed, but if they prevented them, both parties would be safe. Sahih Al-Bukhari 2494, narrated Urwa bin Az-Zubair radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, that he had asked Aisha radiyallahu ta'ala anha about the meaning of the statement of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if you fear that you shall not be able to deal justly with the orphan girls, then marry others women of your choice, 2 or 3 or 4. 4.3, she said, O my nephew, this is about the orphan girls who live with her guardian and shares his property. Her wealth and beauty may tempt him to marry her without giving her an adequate meher, bridal money, which might have been given by another suitor. So such guardians were forbidden to marry such orphan girls unless they treated them justly and gave them the most suitable mahr. Otherwise they were ordered to marry and other women. Aisha radiyallahu ta'ala anha further said, after that verse, the people again asked the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam about the marriage with orphan girls. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed the following verses. They ask your instruction concerning the woman. Say, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala instructs you about them and about what is recited unto you in the book concerning the orphan girls, so to whom you give not the prescribed portion, and yet whom you desire to marry. 4.1 to 7, what is meant by Allah's saying and about what is recited unto you is the former verse, which goes, if you fear that you shall not be to deal justly with the orphan girls and marry others women of your choice. 4.3, Aisha radiyallahu ta'ala anhu said, Allah saying in other words, yet whom you desire to marry, 4.1 to 7 mean the desire of the guardian to marry an orphan girl under his supervision when she has not much property or beauty, in which case he should treat her justly. The guardian were forbidden to marry their orphan girls, possessing property and beauty without being just to them, as they generally refrain from marrying them when they are neither beautiful nor wealthy. Sahih Al-Bukhari 2495, narrated Jabir bin Abdullah radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam established the right of shufa, i.e. preemption in joint properties, but when the land is divided and their ways are demarcated, then there is no preemption. Like and subscribe my channel for more hadith videos. Allah bless you. Allah Hafiz.